Tour Divide, mile, I still don't know. I think it's like maybe less than 1700, more than 1600, probably closer to 1600. I spent 115 hours embedded in the bromance of Jim and Richie until this morning when my body quit, and also my bike quit, but my body quit the most. I could no longer catch up or keep up, so that bromance infiltration ended like they all do, with me crying in a ditch and one half of the bromance running off to catch up with his buddy. But such is life. We did a couple of little hills today. Can't even call them passes, but they destroyed me. When I caught up with the bromance, we were on the hike-a-bike on Union Pass, and at the top of Union Pass we all kind of bonded when we were trying to help Flo the Dutchman with his mechanical, but we couldn't, and that was the last we saw of Flo. I think he went back down, hitched a ride to town, and fixed his bike. He's pretty fast, so I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him again. But yeah, after that, that's when I decided I'd just hang with those guys for a while. We camped, I can't even remember what Richie called it, like the Green River Hilton or something like that, but it was really just an outhouse, but really warm. And then the next day got to Pinedale, refueled, felt good, and then went off on this road called Emigrant Trail. And that is a cool trail. That was probably one of my favorite nights, riding in there, just like out of the movies, you know, when you're seeing those folks with the covered wagons traipsing along the prairies, or whatever, not even a prairie, I don't know what you call it, Wyoming. Anyway, traipsing along Wyoming, trying to get to wherever they're going. And it was just the most beautiful country, but really barren. And I can see why folks would die in there. Anyway, we camped, and that wasn't a bad night. A little bit windy. And then the next day, got to a place called Atlantic City. There was like a lodge there, and great breakfast. Had breakfast there. I think it was Lauren or Laurel was the lady that served us, and she was awesome. And I wanted to stay there and just hang out. But we continued on, and that's when it got interesting. We went into the Great Basin. It's another part of Wyoming where, you know, all the covered wagons went through and people died of hunger and thirst. So it was, you know, that's kind of what we experienced, hunger and thirst. But we didn't die. And the guys were talking about camping one more night, and I was like, no way, I'm not camping in the goddamn basin. I'm going to Wamsutter. So we really pushed, and we got there after dark. In Wamsutter, it's like this horrible trucker stop / oil town. And you know, I guess it was nice to see oil fields and my people, but you know, the drivers were trying to run us off the road, and it just wasn't very pretty. Anyway, we got a room in Wamsutter, and that recharged us. And then after that, God, I don't know what happened. I think we passed into Colorado. Yeah. After that, some point the next day, well, we had to get out. Oh yeah, we had to climb out of the basin. We were still in the basin, so we had to climb out of the basin, and then it just changed like immediately from barren landscape with the little brush. I don't know what they call them. The little bushes. And it just changed immediately, and it's just brown, and then and rocks, beautiful rocks, and then it just changed immediately to, like, you know, green and more hills, and but the downside of the change was that we started climbing almost immediately, and we climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed until we came upon this like amazing place called Brush Mountain Lodge, run by I can't remember. It's escaping me now. Anyway, That's like the most popular place on the Divide, and we only stayed for like an hour and a half, and it's another place we should have stayed for overnight. Anyway, pushed through there, camped again, and I don't know what happened next. Oh, we made Steamboat Springs, and then I got like $300 of bike work done, and ever since then I've been having freaking bike problems, so you know, that's how it goes. Anyway, pushed through there, camped to the top of a pass last night, woke up this morning and I'm just dead. Maybe with all that information you can tell. But those guys, you know, they're retired firefighters. When I first saw them, I was like, I don't need to ride with these guys. They're like old. They're like AARP, man. They're retired and they got huge backpacks. One guy's riding a full suspension, flat pedals, and I'm like I'll just be faster than them. And then like I just kept seeing them. I'd go ahead of them and then they'd catch up, and I'd go ahead and they'd catch up. So it really was beneficial to me to just stay with them. They're freaking strong. They're very strong guys. Richie's 60 and Jim's 57. So for a while there I thought, oh well, you know, I'm as fit as a 57-year-old retired firefighter, and I figured, you know, I was good with that. So, but now I'm not quite that fit. So, yeah, just got to a point where I'm like, save yourselves, keep going, save yourselves. I'll be fine. Anyway, I loved riding with those guys. I'm gonna miss them. That's like 5 days of good times. But you know, here I am, broken-hearted from the bromance again. Anyway, I've had a break. I'm gonna start climbing. Can't do anything else, but I'll probably catch up maybe later on today when I'm feeling like I got some miles under me. We've just come down, I don't know if there's a town over there. That's where all this traffic's coming from. It's like 2 miles away, and I just don't want to go there because that's 4 miles round trip. So I've been hanging out in this little spot. So, yeah, under a power line. That seems better than a town, right? Anyway, I don't know how many miles I'm at. I think it's day 18, so that's why I figure I'm less than 100-mile pace, so I've got to be less than 17 and more than 16. So I guess I better get after it. Anyway, chill out.